how's it going? Okay, so James Bonney's finished. He's going to come pick it up today. Finally got the float bolts sorted, so they're running all fine, and the piston seals were completely gone, and the pistons themselves were quite corroded when I popped them all the way out. So what I've done, in order to kind of get him sorted and not sort of deprive him of his bike for any longer, I've taken the caliper, which is exactly the same, off the America, which has quite recently had new seals and pistons in it, and I've just fitted that to his bike, bled the system, got some fresh brake fluid, and his front brake's fine. Means I haven't got a front brake at the moment, but that kind of ties in a little bit, and kind of made me take the step to do some bits on the America that I've not had the chance in the last few weeks to do. Little things that are just niggling at me. I should really leave well enough alone, because I've obviously got the hardtail project coming up, but it's not a massive amount I want to do to the America, just bits and bobs. So yeah, this gives me the chance to do that as well. So I've kind of taken that one off the roaders from today, just because I haven't got a front brake anymore. Yeah, take it outside, show you the America, show you the kind of things I'm thinking of doing, and yeah, we'll go from there. Right then, so here she is, a little bit dirty, and obviously minus a front brake, but yeah, I can't remember if there's been anything that I've kind of done in the interim period that I haven't filmed. I've kind of lost my way a bit, but yeah, basically, let's start at the front. We're going to do obviously I've got to redo the brake caliper, new piston and seals. This tyre is pretty much at the end of its life, or very close to, so I've ordered a new tyre, which I've got, and I've gone up a bit wider. This is I think it's a 110, I think the standard on these, 110 80 18. I've gone for a 130 80 18, so I'll show you that one in a minute. That's come. The gaiters perished on here a while back. I want new gaiters on there. Thinking I might even do the fork lowers black, possibly shroud that section black as well. What else? I kind of feel like once I get the lower seat, this is obviously a totally standard America seat. I've kind of cut the foam and the seat pan down more on the other seat, and I'm going to try and recover that as well for a much thinner low profile. I kind of detest this seat at the moment. It's very comfortable, but it doesn't look that great. It looks like an armchair, so that's going to go. But in coming down, I kind of feel like I like the position of the bars, but I could do with them being a tiny bit higher. So I've got some black risers that I got from Trick Bix from Berry down the road, so they're going to go on. I went for some funky red grips just because they look kind of daft, but I think it kind of weirdly goes with this. What else? Rear mudguard. Kind of like it, not entirely sure. I've got a smoother, shorter bobbed low profile one, which I think I'm going to offer up, and I think that might be the way I go with it actually. I kind of like this because it is Marmite, it's love it or hate it, but yeah, I'm going to try the other one, see what happens there. Obviously got some temporary brackets I've done for some indicators at the moment. That's all a bit temporary. I think that's half the thing. A lot of this is a little bit bodgy. Normal Speedmaster America forward controls are on now. I sold the Norman Hyde ones on eBay, and I've picked up a different set of cans because I don't mind these, they look kind of cool, but they are, I don't know, the sound's not quite great. I just fancy a bit of a change, so I've bought some of the M-Go cocktail shaker ones, because I do, from what I've heard, I quite like the sound of those, and they are relatively inexpensive to get. I think they're about 80 quid for a set. The wrap has been on here since we first did this. We're looking at what, like 4 years or so, and as you can see, it's just falling apart and looking really tatty. And now this is going to be riding through the winter. It's time to lose the wrap and just kind of see what state they're in, and probably go black again with those. Possibly I might get rid of the airbox as well. I don't think I've got everything, all the carbs quite set up the way I want yet. And in doing that, when I lose the airbox, I'm hopefully going to lose these cheese graters, the side panel, have it more open, and in doing that then I'm going to be finally attempting to tidy up some of the wiring that's underneath there. That can all be much neater. So yeah, lots of kind of little jobs that I really want to get it done on it, and possibly I'm thinking maybe the engine going black and then keeping these chrome but Scotch brighten them so they're dulled down. Yeah, a lot of ideas which I kind of really didn't want to do because this is supposed to be my daily ride, so I'm either going to have to nick Jen's bike or rely on me friends for a lift to work. We'll see, we'll just see how it goes. This all, you know, it might happen quickly, it might not, but let's show you the goodies I've got to stick on. Okay, so we got short bobbed mudguard. I'll offer that up in a little bit later. Set of new gaiters, the cocktail shaker exhausts in there as well. Some nice aluminium billet ribbed risers, 30 quid from Trick Bits at Bury St Edmunds. Beautiful, really like those. I think they look pretty groovy. I like them. This is the seat now that I've cut the pan down even more and reshaped some foam on the top of it and glued that down. So I think that's the profile I kind of want, but we can offer that up. But then I've got to figure out how I'm going to cover it as well. I've still got an old Bonneville ribbed kind of cover, which I like the look of, but it's whether or not I can make it look nice on there rather than just kind of bodged on. And here's the tyre. Went for a Dunlop, I can't even remember what they're called now. KT, was it K180? Oh Christ, can't remember now. So K180. Now 130/80/18, so a bit more of a kind of weird kind of shape tyre. Actually not quite as fat as I thought. I thought going from a 110 to a 130 would be a fairly noticeable difference, but I could probably have gone up a bit more, but this was not overly expensive. So yeah, shits and giggles, we'll see. The other one's pretty much at the wear limit now, so it needs a new tyre. So I quite like the way that this is going to be a bit of a weird hodgepodge. It's kind of that's almost the wrong tread pattern to have on that type of bike, and the grips are almost the wrong colour, but it almost all kind of weirdly works in my head anyway. So yeah, it's just going to be a bit unusual. I'm having a bit of fun with it. So yeah, let's crack on, get the bike in here and get it stripped down. That's the other mudguard. Well, yeah, I think that's looking all right. Don't try it with the new cut down seat. Try not to bang it all. Of course, in the little shed it's hard to get any perspective. I think that's what we'll be going towards, which I quite like. Okay, I might have got a tiny bit carried away. That's what's left of the America today. But there is method in my madness. I kind of like just to declutter a little bit, just I can see what I want to do a bit easier if everything's out of the way. And this allows me to get into all the nooks and crannies that normally are a bit difficult to get at. I can access all the wiring that I want to tidy up. There's a lot of the stuff that's kind of just grotty and the bullet connectors together, which I can make it all a lot nicer, I think. But also, as I was going along, I've got the front brake and all that off, and I took the front wheel off as well, ready to change the tyre. But very notchy head bearings. In fact, the past sort of week at riding to work, turning into the car park, I was like, it just feels a little bit, didn't feel quite right, and I checked my tyre pressures and all that, and so this is probably a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I think it's long overdue for a really good service. It's had the oil change and stuff like that, but there's a lot of stuff that we haven't really done since we did the first revamp for Jen way back, and these yeah, I can just feel them notching as I turn it. I mean, there's no free playing it at all, so that definitely needs doing. So yeah, so I might as well, if I'm going to do it properly. So that's where we're at the moment, the end of Sunday. So I need to get the head bearings out, change the tyre, that definitely needs doing. Just a fairly big load of stuff. So I think this bike's going to be off the road for a little while whilst I get this sort of work done. A little bit more than I intended, but I want to get it done right. So I actually enclosure inspection, just taking the triple trees off, the yokes, and then I think I just need to give these a good clean up and re-greasing. It's actually quite a very smooth movement. There's no real notchiness there, or on the bottom, and there's not really any evidence of notching in the races, so I might be all right there. Might be all right. I mean, I could always upgrade some tapered bearings anyway. I don't understand why they put the ball bearing ones in, but yeah, we shall see. We shall see on that. As in more in depth we get. But yeah, I think let's strip the wrap off there. See what state those are in. There we go. Big old pile of old wrap that's just fell apart really. But the pipes, considering, fared fairly well underneath there. Little bit of the old paint came off, but then I think back when I sprayed them with just a high temperature black, it was just a very light coat over. So yeah, so that's all right. Not quite sure what I'm gonna. Well, they definitely just go black. I don't really think wrapping them is particularly the way to go if this is like an all-weather kind of bike, because the dirt and the crap does just tend to cling and go all soggy on this stuff. Obviously, where I cut the heat shields, because you had on the original pipes you had like loads of heat shields and bits all welded on. I cut them off, so you got some of this sort of stuff exposed a little bit, but I don't know if I really mind it too much. I could always put something on there, but who knows. Or I could even just maybe wrap a small section of it. I don't know, but they're off, so they're going to just need a good clean up and a spray anyway to get them back to a presentable standard. Sweep that up. And the other thing I noticed, took the yoke off, I'm just going to have to just kind of probably only just kiss those holes out a tiny bit. I'll take it in and do it on the pillar drill at work, just to accept the M12 bolts for the new risers. There we go. So that's what they'll look like on there. Going to have to just, I think they're probably M10, so I just need to be a bit, kiss them out, just to make it a bit bigger. Probably get some bigger bolts as well, longer bolts rather. I guess this should probably go black, so I'll probably have to, it's aluminium, so it's always a bit more difficult to get the paint to stick, so I'll probably have to etch primer it. Just don't want things to run away, and end up trying to make a show bike. Not that I ever make show bikes, but something that's spend too much time on something that's just going to get ridden all the time. But I don't know, I also want to do it right as well and make it look cool, so maybe. We shall see as we go along. But what's turned into probably what was going to be a little weekend's job is now going to be a bit longer. I still don't like changing tyres. A lot of grunt work, but this one's coming off fairly easily, and it's the plastic dip on here, and I've got to say, I mean, this is the first tyre change, and don't forget it's me with not much tyre changing experience, being a bit ham-fisted, but I'm amazed at how well this stuff's actually stood up, if it starts peeling off and I do scratch it up a lot getting the tyre on, then I'm just going to have to respray it. Well, get it all off first and then peel it off and then respray it or dissolve it. So with the bead broken on this side, I've flipped it over, just pushing the tyre down, and I'll attempt to get the inner tube in the sort of gap underneath it here and start to pull the inner tube out. Well, the inner tube survived removal, but I don't know whether it will survive reinsertion. We shall see. We'll come back to that probably another day. Right then, so that's the tyre off. I'm not going to attempt to put this one on tonight, it's getting late now. I've got some beans on toast that I'm looking forward to, and going to call it a day. Yeah, got a fair bit done, got a lot stripped off the bike. As I got this far, I'm doing a fairly comprehensive sort of once over everything. I will probably check the valves, I think, and I've got a feeling I'll be very lucky if this doesn't need some kind of valve adjustment, which is a bit, you know, it's new territory, it's a bit scary. I've never done it before on this one, so that's kind of like one of the other things I've got to do. Another notch in the Bonneville bedpost, so we'll see how that progresses, but we'll call it a night on that one. It might have been a short video for you, but it's been quite a long day in here, all day in here for me today. So thanks for watching. Let us know if you want to kind of keep seeing stuff like this video, or whether or not it's just going over old ground perhaps, I don't know, but I'll see you next time. Leave a comment below.